Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's a different video view actually. So welcome to It's Kelsey, where we talk about rediscovering your inner roar, and we really truly hone in on finding that true passion that's deep within you. So as a woman, I know that's sometimes a really hard thing to branch out into because we are made to think that we are solely part of either raising a family or having to kind of be the good kid, the one that's quiet, the one that doesn't really speak up, that conforms to the world. And I really think that that is something that we can break out of because there's no reason we need to feel that way. Welcome to Austin, Texas. We are just hanging out here in my hotel room. I wanted to talk about the topic of what we focus on expands. Now, I feel that this for me comes from a very energetic standpoint and a very spiritual standpoint. So for me, what you focus on really starts to expand. And that can be as much as who you associate with, who you are friends with, what kind of lifestyles do they have, what kind of lifestyles are they influencing you to have as well. There's a lot that goes into what your focus is, and your focus will expand based on that energy level. So if you feel like you don't really get along with the people that are in your life right now, or you don't feel like your alignment is with theirs, there's something to that. And I think that what you focus on expands really goes into the concept of like a little story. Be like, if someone asks you about, hey, like, do you remember seeing that yellow car and how that like yellow Lamborghini is so amazing? And like, I love yellow cars. And all of a sudden, like for the next like week, you're like, oh my god, I can't stop seeing yellow cars. Like there's like a yellow Jeep, a yellow this. Like you just always are seeing yellow cars for the next week. And that's really because it's something that your energy levels will bring in what you're putting out. So what energy you start throwing out to the world, or you start thinking about, or you start having all of these little moments, if you will, where your energy that you decide to go into the world with is the energy that you're going to have reflected back. Now, reflection is a very, very, very big part of the way this world will work energetically. There's reflection, there's intuition, there's also just the fact of, what is it really called? When you're energetically aligned with what you're doing, the world is only going to give you more of what is aligned with you. The world is only going to give you more of what's aligned with you because the world really, really, really loves giving you that of which you are searching for. That leads into like what you focus on expands. What your main focus is upon is always gonna be drawing the outcomes. If you feel like you've been in relationships that are all so similar, but yet you think that they're a different person, they are different people, but the world is throwing that energy out to come back to you because that's what you feel like you're worthy of. You feel like you're worthy of a relationship that fits in that exact time box, if you will. And that the worthiness factor really projects a lot out into the world. When you don't feel worthy of a certain type of lifestyle or a certain type of friendship, or a certain type of relationship, the world is always going to say, hey, they don't think they're worthy, so we're going to give them the same kind of energy they feel they're worthy of. If you're wanting to really get out of that energetic lull or that pattern repeating, there has to be a shift in your mind, in your stories that you're telling yourself, that you're not just a person that follows along. You're not just a person that follows what everyone else is doing, because that's the reason that you're actually having this feeling. If you're having this feeling where you just don't think that you're aligned with the world, you don't think that you're aligned with the world at all because you have this deep-seated feeling within you, you need to let that out. Now I'm feeling extremely called to share a little bit of my story and how I got to this place. And this is something that's a little bit hard to share, but I really feel like you need to hear it. So the way that I got to this place, this awakening, this feeling that I wasn't the person that I truly was meant to be, started really getting amped up at the time that I was 19. Now at 18, it still was kind of there, but I was just so young that I didn't really listen to the voice within myself. I didn't listen to that voice that said, like, we need to follow what we're feeling. We need to follow that thing, that amazing thing. And I kept going on. I just kept pushing through and really just deciding that, like, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. Everyone else is saying this is great, that I should keep going. So I just kept pushing on. Deep down in my soul, I really didn't feel like this was the thing for me. I felt very lost. I felt very, like, misunderstood. That place of misunderstood came from me growing up always wanting to go into music, wanting to always be a singer. I always felt that deep in my soul, and that was the biggest thing that I really worked on as I was going through school, as I was growing up. Once I hit 18, the world almost was like, you can't just do that as your job. Like, you have to have an actual job. I don't know if anyone feels this way, or if you're maybe just becoming that age and you're realizing that same thing, or maybe you've been in the workforce in a career for a while that you really just have never felt aligned with. You've always felt like you put yourself behind everyone else, or put yourself last. That voice just kept getting louder and louder and louder. And so I was in college and I was pursuing a type of career that I knew I would be good at. I didn't necessarily know if it was something that I really felt aligned with. So fast forward through that schooling, and I was in a very, very, like, mind-blowing car accident. And it really brought a lot of question to my mind. A lot of question to my mind. I didn't really know if I was doing the right thing anymore. I didn't really know where I was at in life, was what I was supposed to be doing. If I was really following how I felt deep in my heart, or if I just started masking myself daily, thinking that this is the only way to get through life. So as the years go on after this, I always went with my energy. If I didn't feel like something aligned with me energetically, I dipped. I didn't feel bad about it. A lot of friends or family, or even just people that I knew, really didn't understand. They figured you had something great and you decided that it wasn't right for you, so you just left. That's where I feel like a lot of us are not connected to our intuition in the way that we we are meant to. We aren't given intuition just to let it be around us and hit ignore every time. It's like hitting the snooze on your intuition. You're like, yeah, I hear that, but like, we don't need to deal with that right now. So like, why are we dealing with that? We don't need to listen to our intuition. Like, who listens to that in this like day and age? We've grown very far apart from our inner body, our inner feeling over the last, I don't know, few decades, I guess. I wasn't really alive further back to know how suppressed emotions really were. But I have a feeling that these emotions really started getting suppressed quite a bit earlier than that. And I think that we should listen to those feelings because we aren't put here for no coincidence. At least that's how I feel. I feel like each one of us is brought here to serve a purpose, even if it's not just one purpose. Sometimes you're meant to serve multiple purposes. I feel like that car accident really woke me up to that. Now, I was lucky because it was at such a young age that I have the opportunity to reevaluate and figure that out. It also has shown me a lot of how programmed our society, our universe that we live in, called Earth, is. This feeling never left me. Sometimes it would be quiet or it would just be very dull, but sometimes it was screaming at me. It was screaming like, hey, you aren't on this right alignment. Like, where are you going? What are you doing? Like, how has this ever been you? Like, why are you showing up to something that you don't like? I really made a lot of stories in my mind as to like why I was doing it. I was like, oh, it's safety. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's just how everyone does it. I've started throwing a lot of stories in there to justify my lack of feeling good about this. So fast forward some years and I've realized that it's not about what we go through, but it's about how we take those experiences that we go through and make it into something good to help others, to help the collective, to help the journeys of others around us who might be on a path that is much newer than yours. Our collective energy has been raising. Our vibrations are getting higher. I feel like a lot of people are really tuning in to that intuition, to that side of them that has been suppressed for so long or has been suppressed through generations, because I feel like a big part of it is generational. Generational traumas really just take over your body sometimes. The more you can do that inner work and you can go through how you feel by asking yourself questions, by asking your inner child questions, by really diving deep into these feelings that we aren't often given the tools to do. We aren't told about how to tune into your body, tune into your spirit. It doesn't have to be a straight linear line because, as far as I'm aware, nothing in life is linear. Everything is basically like our heartbeat. Like, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But if it didn't go up and down, we wouldn't be alive. Really tuning into that inner being, into that inner you, is only going to propel your development of you as a person, you as a soul for the world. Sometimes we let the world take us for a ride far away from what our soul really wanted to provide. That rhymed. The biggest takeaway for me is that we need to, actually, we don't need to do anything. We get to look at life from a different perspective, to really take into account that the energy that you're putting out there on a daily basis will come back to you, and it will come back to you in that same energy you released it. So by releasing energy that is well and right and really wanting to help others, or really wanting to show your art to others, or whatever it may be, by putting out that energy of your soul, you will only get back that or greater of what you shed of your soul to the world. So the moment that you do get scared, that you're like, oh my god, what on earth am I doing? That scared should be your push. Do it scared. Do everything scared. You'll only get more comfortable the more you do it. You'll only start learning the more you do it. So by doing something scared, you really are going to transform your soul, your inner being. Really wants to shine, and I feel like that's why this video came across to you. So let yourself shine as if you were that child going to the park and playing and letting your soul be free. Picture yourself being free, being in that park, doing whatever you want to do and feeling so much joy. And take that feeling and make that reality with what you're doing now. Whether it be something new to you, whether it be something that you've always wanted to do but you were always too scared to do. I challenge you to go and book something towards that, or go and do something in that realm of what you're thinking. Before you go from this video, I would love you to comment what that thing is that you want to go and do, or that thing that you want to go experience, and why you want to experience it, or maybe how long you wanted to experience it, because I really want to see how much you grow. I just want to share this feeling like you have so much potential to grow, and you're gonna do it. That's why this video came across for you. This video came across because the energies knew that you needed it, and I am just channeling this ability to pass to you. So I hope that you're having a wonderful day, and I am excited to see you next week. Bye from Austin.